The story begins when a man named Kuga really wants great power. If he had that power, he would definitely be happy. However, after he got the power to save the city, his life suddenly became more suffering. The Empire and many people hate and think Kuga is their enemy. In the end, they attacked Kuga's school and hostage all his students. Because of that, Kuga was reincarnated with all the memories of his powers into another world in the future where humans and demon races fight each other. He was born as the third child, Seika, into a family of the famous magician Lamprouch. When Seika's father, Blaze, tested Seika's magical elemental power, the testing ritual didn't work. Because of that, he was belittled and ridiculed by one of his older brothers, Gray. An event like this is commonly referred to as being born without mana or magical energy. Seika was also born to a mother who was an imperial concubine and was often ridiculed as an abandoned kid in this family. Even though Seika didn't have mana, he knew that there was extraordinary inner energy inside this child's body. The next day, Seika tries to use his powers and manages to create a crow and rat familiar. But suddenly, Gray came there, behaving rudely as usual. He saw Seika, who was doing something earlier. Seika didn't want to respond to Gray's words and immediately attacked him with a crow. Before long, Ruft, the oldest brother, helped Gray from the crows. He was also worried about Seika. Then he would treat Gray, who was injured from the previous attack by the crows. Afterward, Seika did his usual activities. No one interacted with Seika because he was the son of an imperial concubine, except Eva. But Seika didn't think about that and always made paper talismans to fight monsters or demons until midnight. The next day, Seika searched every room for his coat, but it turned out that Gray was deliberately hiding his item again. One of the family maids, Eva, finds Seika's coat in the yard. Before long, Gray came up to Seika and bragging that he would get into the Imperial Magic Academy Rodnair. Gray has great magic, and Seika will never be able to enter there ever. Then Blaze came there to tell Gray to practice magic as usual. Hearing that, Seika also wanted to see what kind of magic training they were doing. Ruft and Gray cast their magic smoothly and flawlessly when they were at the magic training ground, but Gray belittled and challenged Seika to demonstrate his strength as well. Then Seika agreed with Gray's words because he couldn't pretend anymore. This world was cruel to the weak, so Seika would show some of his strength to them. They were shocked after seeing Seika's magic power. Blaze had said that such blue flames were produced by someone casting magic without mana, but these colors depend on how strong the person. Then Seika begs his father to learn magic, but Blaze refuses. In this world, there has never been a magician without mana. Blaze had been preparing a private tutor for Seika for a long time, so he asked Seika to focus on this mana-less magic training. But Seika still wanted to learn the magic of this world and searched for various information wherever he was. Years have passed. Seika is 11 years old, and he plans to summon an evil spirit that he once sealed and used as a tool of war in the previous world. When Seika manages to summon it, he is surprised that the beautiful spirit fox Yuki has become younger than her form in the previous world. Yuki guessed it was probably because Seika's inner energy was much different than before. Afterward, Seika wanted to seal Yuki back because his family would be suspicious if they saw Yuki like this. Then Yuki immediately changed herself into a fox because she did not want to return to the place of sealing. Yuki would hide like this so she could always be with Seika. The next day, Eva accidentally spilled water on Gray's clothes. He was very angry, and as an apology from Eva, she had to come to Gray's room later tonight. In Gray's mind, he really loves Eva's big boobs. Then Seika came to kick Gray out of there. He knew Gray was growing up. So, of course, Gray is interested in dirty things like that. After Gray left there, Eva thanked Seika for saving her. Seika said Eva didn't need to come to Gray's room. Then Eva showed something to Seika in the yard. There was a monster child who was injured. Then Seika will heal it. He asked Eva to close her eyes so she wouldn't see how Seika was casting magic power. After the monster child was cured, Eva was amazed that Seika could use magic on the same level as his brothers. Then Seika said that Eva is also great because she always sees what other people can't see. Seika often sees Eva's activities through his animal spirit. Eva has an extraordinary ability because she can see clearly the spirit form. Eva was surprised because Seika could find out about her strength. Then Eva said she could see all the spirits in the yard and could command them. Thanks to the help of the spirits, Eva always finds Seika's items which hide by gray. But Eva doesn't know why they seem to be away from Seika's presence. Even the spirits didn't want to go near any of Seika's belongings that Eva found in the yard. In Seika's mind, he was pleased because he had finally found someone with an extraordinary ability like this. In the previous world, Seika had researched this, but he still couldn't control the spirits instantly. Then Seika invited her to practice magic, and Eva was very happy to accept the offer.
お消えになってください。もう消えて！
これから定期的に特訓しようよ。
1 year has passed, and suddenly the maids report to Ruft that a monster has appeared in the town. Several magicians had already fought it off with fire magic, but the monster was running towards the forest and was heading towards this house. Unfortunately, Blaze wasn't home because he had important affairs elsewhere, so Ruff told the maids to take cover. Not long after, the monster came, and Seika was worried because Eva was still in the yard. But when he arrived there, it turns out that Eva managed to use her power, and Seika is pleased to see her. So now it's Seika's turn to fight the monster.
一撃で倒したのか。
性格。
次の生こそ狡猾に生きる。